What is going on at Liverpool?
We meet again at last.
With Liverpool giving Arne Slot one of the club's biggest summer transfer budgets to bring in the likes of Jeremy Frimpong and potentially Florian Wirtz, surely Liverpool are going to go back-to-back Premier League champions next season.
That's it. That's the plan. Period.
With other clubs bolstering their sides, we're going to come in as the new assistant manager for Arne Slot and not only try to retain the Premier League, but go and secure the Champions League back to the Scousers. And that's what we intend to do, because I've also been brought in as assistant manager for Arne Slot to retain the Premier League title and keep pushing forward to bring back the Champions League to the Scousers, to the Reds at Anfield. Now, the team is looking very good, but with the likes of Jeremy Frimpong join the team in the right back / right mid role, we've also took the liberty of bringing in Florian Wirtz, as it looks like that deal is going to be done very soon indeed, which leaves a bit of speculation within the team here, because as you can see, Harvey Elliott, I mean, not bad player indeed, but he's probably going to get dropped a little bit more now, because I've started the rotation with Slot and Florian Wirtz. Of course, out of the two, especially stat-wise, you would like to say and play Wirtz over Slot if we're looking at a game point of view. In real-life point of view, though, Dominic Slot has been a very good player, but when the budget of about 130 million, I think the price tag for Florian Wirtz is, you cannot really look away at pushing him out in that central camera in the starting 11. With individuals like Trent Alexander-Arnold going to Real Madrid on a free, but did get a 10 million actually back to Liverpool. We'll go on to the objectives now to see where they want us to do in this season. Win the Premier League, win the FA Cup, and win the Champions League. Of course, one below the team, we realize FA Cup right there. Plymouth Argyle actually knocked out Liverpool in a dramatic 1-0 win thanks to Ryan Hardy, so they'd be looking to push probably a little bit further in the FA Cup and retain the Premier League, and of course get back that beautiful trophy in the Champions League. And youth development, though, I'm probably going to dodge in this real mode here, ladies and gentlemen, because of the fact that Liverpool in real life have got such a big budget. I don't think really we need to deep dive into the youth development, considering we've got such a big budget and good young players already within the team. Brand exposure will get a streak of 7 games without defeating home games this season, and sign 3 born players in North America. I'm not sure if I'll do that, to be fair, considering some of the players within the team we don't really need to massively improve. However, though, I feel like with some individuals in the team, people like Darwin Núñez actually kind of joined at the same time Erling Haaland did, and I feel like people probably thought, really, especially in that FA Cup game, we would see a bit of a clash between them two and who's going to be the better striker. But Darwin Núñez has definitely dipped down in performance. Don't get me wrong, don't mind if the striker, but he's a bit hit and miss. Wasn't really the main man for Liverpool that people expected to do on that transfer fee. People like Chueza right here, a good player, but didn't really play a lot of games. I think a nice little loan spell for these two would be very nice. Curtis Jones this season, wow, what a player he's turned to this season. Expect him to get a massive upgrade in EA 26. Endo, good rotational player, don't think will really leave the team. The same with Bradley, Wonder, and Jota here. Very good players to have on the rotation for Liverpool, as I feel like people like Morton, Nawani, Jawas, Timiskas, and the list goes on, could probably leave the team or go on a loan spell, as he might not have a future with this team, especially with our budget being 91 million right there.
It's nice.
However, after analysing the team a little bit more, I feel like with Trent leaving in the right back row, I feel like we need that fresh legs in the left back row, as let's be realistic, Robertson is getting there with age, and I've got nothing against him, a brilliant left back, but they are linked with Cortez in real life. We pay 35 million to get this young, talented left back within the team. I can see this happening in real life. I feel like he's going to go over Robertson because he grows a lot more potential, and Robertson will go down the rotational row for Liverpool. But we wasn't done there yet, though, because we have also simulated a couple of days where we have, of course, sold and loaned some players, starting off with Timiskas going to Brighton with the likes of Cortez and Robertson now within the team. It's not really any ideal position for him to be in Liverpool, so he goes out. But Tyler Morton, Diners, Francisco Teresa, and Javier all going along for 1 year. Good business here between us and Leverkusen, with the likes of them giving us Florian Wirtz and Jeremy Frimpong. I think it was only fair to accept the multiple loan offers and give it to Leverkusen and Federico Teresa, where he can grow up quite well in the Bundesliga. And the same with Harvey Elliott, a player with massive bit of potential in real life, but I think a loan spell to Aston Villa will be absolutely fine as well. In terms of signings, though, we are not done, because we have signed also Ritsu Diane from Freiburg. We paid a nice whopping 32 million here at the over of 81 at the age of 26 for rotation of Mo Salah. Had an incredible season, similar players, while Teresa goes on as loan spell I think he'll suit this team quite comfortably. But with all the new signings fit comfortably within the season, because we are at the end of the season now with me as assistant manager under Arne Slot still. And I do believe we have achieved it. We have gone back to back, and we have kind of repeated as last season actually, with Arsenal finishing in second, with us dominating near the end of the season, it seems like. But we are in the majority in the top right corner. If I just quickly go back in the red right there. So something obviously has gone a little bit wrong this season. FA Cup maybe, and Arsenal do get their hands on the FA Cup. They do quite well in the FA Cup. I've got to give it to them. Semi-finals, not there. Round of 6, not there. Round 5 had a bit of a shocker indeed, and we continue going here, and no, still not yet. Where did we actually come here? We've got an absolute mare, have we? And we keep going, and we got knocked out by Doncaster.
Now, what would be the odds of that?
Right, I didn't expect to get knocked out by Doncaster, but fair enough. I mean, from last season with Plymouth Argyle knocking them out, anything is possible. Carabao Cup, though, Man City beat Arsenal. I mean, Arteta versus Pep right there. Being used to work with each other. Fair play right there. We got knocked out in the semis by Arsenal, so we did okay in the Carabao Cup, and I've assumed the Champions League consuming the red. Of course, we did not get the Champions League. Had a bit of a stinker right there. It looks like it will be a final AC Milan versus Real Madrid. Semis we did not make, quarters we did not make right there, and it looks like we got knocked out by the world's best in Real Madrid 3-1 on aggregate. So obviously a lot of things to continue to be worked on with this Liverpool side. Also, we still got the Premier League, which is massive, one of the main objectives for the season, and really me coming into the team to retain it, which we have done. But in terms of the FA Cup and the Champions League, that is still a lot of work to be done there. In terms of statistics, wide with players, and of course Mo Salah, even with the -1, 40 and 15. Flying versus his debut season, 17 and 17 is fantastic. Cody Gakpo, 17 and 6 is not too bad, as being my ST this season. Lewis Dare, 16 and 6. McAllister, 10 and 10. Jeremy Frimpong, 7 and 3. And Diane there, 7 and 7. Not too bad at all. I'm looking at Cody Gakpo here, 10 goals in 29. Do we be a little bit harsh there and maybe find a new striker next season, with Darwin Núñez getting 6 and 10? Going up by +2. Harvey Elliott going by +2, which is quite nice. Gravenberch, Yossa, I mean, only playing 11 games, getting 1 goal out of 6. Maybe being a bit of a harsh manager if we want to go for the Champions League and retain the Premier League again and get the FA Cup. We need to be maybe a little bit harsh on some players and bring in someone a little bit better in overall to potentially get these higher rated trophies. So maybe we need to look into the ST road next season and maybe get rid of Jossa, go on a loan spell, and really revolutionise the ST row for Liverpool. In terms of our positions, though, I'm not looking too bad. Kirk Head's going by +2, getting more games than Robertson, who, like I said, will probably drop down to the rotation right now. Dominic Strauss-Boy, I don't really want to get rid of him. I feel like he's still got a little bit to offer within the team. You could say the same with Cody Gakpo and Jota. But considering the season he just had, and with the likes with Florian Wirtz getting more games, I think, to be honest, we just gave him the lead boy on this one. I feel like season 2, with a bit more rotation and growth within his card, I feel like he could turn out to be a very good rotation player indeed. Chueza is not really happening for him, is it? I feel like when he comes back next season, we probably go in to sell him. Even in the Bundesliga, he's not doing that well, 12 and 1. And probably, is it going to be that good then for actually Liverpool? Considering one of our new signings in Diane, it's been very good, getting more statistics and probably a bit more of a high tempo league than the Bundesliga. Things need to be changed in season 2 as the Champions League and FA Cup go astray for Liverpool once again. So with Van Dijk securing the win against Crystal Palace and lifting the prestigious trophy once again up high, we are into season 2, where we have made business already. Starting off with the transfer history right here, we have made a couple of sales and some loanees going to some other clubs here. Starting off with Jaroshed going to Hoffenheim, also with some loanee players returning back to the club. Isn't really going to have a position within the team. Same with Kumas here, Phillips and Chueza. For what we saw from Chueza from the last season, didn't really pick up even on the loan spell in the German division. Hence why we've sold for Newcastle for 33 million to boost up our transfer market this season. Endo, of course, is getting sold as well, because we have got the likes of Bosesic coming back from in the DM row. A very good player right there. And Warson, who did a decent loan spell from both individuals. Ben Doink has got a bit of potential balance. He goes to Crystal Palace, and the same goes across there with Masfila Divi to Al Hilal. We also, as well, if I can just go into it, with the whole dilemma we had in the ST with Darwin Núñez back with Jota and Cody Gakpo, we can clearly see here, if I get to the striker positions, that Diogo Jota has submitted a transfer request. So kind of actually sorts out our dilemma with the striker roles. With Cody Gakpo, I feel like his stats were good, but we did say we want to maybe bolster up that ST row a little bit higher. Hence why I'm actually not going to sell Cody Gakpo and convert him into a left mid in 15 weeks if he hits excellent form, because as you can see as well, we haven't really got the rotation in the left mid, with literally Diaz being our only player with Scallon going out on loan to Atalanta. So I think that makes sense there, with Jota leaving the club and Darwin has been in the rotational team when an offer comes in for Jota. We have got the Community Shield here against Arsenal, so let's jump into it straight away with this team. I'm going to give the benefit out to Cody Gakpo and ST again, but can we kick off it with a win at Wembley Stadium? And we don't. It goes to penalties, but Arsenal get to decide with Luis Diaz right at the end missing with Cup. It isn't meant to be. So Arsenal pick up the first bit of silver in Season 2. Once we get through this now, I'm taking ages, we're going to assess the team a little bit more. Correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know if I've seen we see Manchester City there actually kicking off the campaign for Season 2. But going on to the team management here, there's not many signings we need to really make here. Definitely the SD row is the one to look out for. But I'm thinking of individuals like Van Dijk dropping in overall and obviously age. I'm hoping he'd be here to the very end. We're going to try and keep him, but I think we got to look long term, as Quansah is decent all. But I think we need that next big thing in centre-back. So when Van Dijk does deteriorate in overall, he can slip into this team and take over his position. And I think we'll be absolutely fine in doing this with the budget of being a whopping, if I can get to it right here, of 189 million. So can we get a new promising centre-back for the near future of Liverpool? And a number 9 that can score all the goals, not just accept Mo Salah, who normally gets the goals for us, but we need that in the number 9 in Season 2. And the number 9 we have secured, of course, has to be Benjamin Sesko. 84 overall, the age of 22. We paid 20 million with him, with a swap with Diogo Jota, so it's actually worked out for him best, really, him to not get sold to a rival team and actually go to a new division where we get a decent exchange in Sesko with Arne Slot. And within our centre-backs, needing a bit of a touch-up for a future centre-back to come over Van Dijk or anyone else who decides to leave or deteriorate in overall and age. We have picked up from Sporting here in Ousmane Diamade here at the age of 21 overall 81. It was actually linked and accepted by Manchester City, but we was only signed for 50 million and hijacked the move and bring in someone that could have a massive future at Liverpool if some centre-backs within the team decide to go. But will the future be nice to Liverpool throughout the season, as we're at the end of the season once again in Season 2? Have we gone back-to-back in the Premier League? And we haven't. It looks like Manchester City have got the upper edge on us by getting 10 points clear from us in the Premier League. I mean, all right, I mean, we can expect maybe a little bit of a weaker season. I mean, still a top 2 finish is very good with only 6 losses to our name. But Manchester City also invested with Pep Guardiola and bounced back. So that means now in Season 3, we need to reclaim the top prize in the Premier League. FA Community Shield, of course, we did unfortunately lose to Arsenal, so it might not be the best season for us in Season 2. But coming with the FA Cup, though, we did win this one. How did we go with the Carabao Cup? And we beat them. We're beating rivals Manchester City. Not too shabby. In terms of the Champions League, we're not there. Chelsea versus Barcelona, and we got knocked down in the semi. So in a sense, really, not a bad season. 2 bits to silver in the Carabao and especially the FA Cup. That's been ticked off now. And a bit more progression in the Champions League. We're really pushing our way now to get to the final. 4-2 on Aragon, the 2-1 loss in the second leg with Chelsea and Arsenal. Arsenal nearly have a decent season as well, but unfortunately no silver for them indeed. Okay, not a bad season in the top right corner. We're more in the majority of the orange now than we was in last season in the red. So that's a bonus, I suppose, as well. But it is what it is. I didn't bother looking at the objectives this season, because as we've probably seen, it's pretty self-explanatory. We was going to go for the back-to-back with one of the trophies. But regards to that, enough of me talking about that. Now let's have a look at the squad hub. And starting off, we've got some players that are looking not too bad in terms of some overall ratings in the defensive region. But we're looking at statistics here. And it looks like Mohamed Salah once again gets to go with Cody Gakpo proving me wrong. With contender of player of the season, getting pretty much less games than Salah and converted at 30 and 14, actually picking up an injury, has proven me wrong. Florian Wirtz again having a decent season. Benjamin Sesko in his debut season is pretty good as a number 9, I like to say. You could say, well, considering you compared Cody Gakpo's stats from last season similar to this, you're not as hard on him. I mean, for his first season, I feel like that's what I'm not so hard on him. And if you look at the right hand side, Champions League, 5 goals in 10 appearances, Carabao Cup 3 and 3, 5 and 4 and 6 there in the FA Cup and 11 and goals in the Premier League. So not too bad for a debut one for the striker in Season 2. But scrolling down a little bit here, you can see with Virgil van Dijk deteriorating by 2. Now, still playing a lot of games, getting 1 goal out of 37. Still doing a job, obviously, picking up 2 trophies this season. Not too shabby. A 6.5 in the Premier League, pretty much. And the FA Cup is 7.1. But Diamandi here slowly creeping up as well in terms of potentially start over and in terms of overall. Other than that, though, in terms of the loanees, they're not doing too bad. I mean, Ben Dokes here is not looking all right, to be fair. Mazadeh's got a +1. It's hard with Allison within the team. Robson on the rotation, got a +1 is nice. Our team's looking pretty good. I mean, we've got the rotation as well, Besesic and Quansah, so it's nice to see that there's rotation without the whole team. With Hardy, Everett, Kirkez, not having the best one there. Kanate as well, Curtis Jones. Not too bad. I expect maybe a little bit better from these individuals when they come onto the pitch. I know they haven't played many games, but it is what it is. And especially Kirkez getting 1 assist out of 61 isn't really the most attacking left back that we need within the team. So it's pretty safe to say we've won the Premier League, we've won the FA Cup, but in Season 3 we need to go for it all. I think overall the team is looking very good, but there's always room for improvement. Maybe Kirkez could maybe push out the team, but I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I think he's still very new here with good rotation with Robertson. I don't think we need to improve that road, to be fair. But the likes of Gakpo, to be fair, Gravenberch, Salah, I feel like they don't move. And actually, to be fair, I've just noticed, where is Diaz? I haven't seen him at all. He might have left in January. We'll just quickly double check it here. Transfer history. And let's just go down. Sesko, of course, Diamani. And he has. He's gone to Chelsea for 100 million. So we've actually lost that left mid. I mean, that's why, of course, Diaz has had better stats this season because there's no rotation in that left mid. So Diaz is also a bit fed up, obviously, with the kind of battle between him and Cody Gakpo being similar ratings, and he's moved to Chelsea. So, all right, I mean, it may be safe to say then, we need new rotations within the team for Season 3, and hopefully we can go and progress for maybe a treble, and especially bring back the Premier League title, as now Manchester City are the kings of the Premier League. But that's in the past now, with us not boring to play the Ipswich game, as we wanted to forget that season and build once again for the Premier League and the Champions League, which we start off with the transfer history as we assimilate to the Community Shield once again. And going on my club here, we can see that we have sold a couple of players in Cade Gordon, Tyler Morton, Joe Gomez and Harvey Davis. Certain individuals within this team, with the likes of Trey Noani and Luke Chambers as well, and not really going to make the cut, progressing as we're getting quite far now in this rebuild in Season 3. Considering as well, we just got a new centre back as well. There's not really room for Joe Gomez, and the same with Tyler Norton. I mean, you've probably been wondering with Tyler Norton, but because we've got Besesic in the team, if we go into the team management here, I just had a little thought to myself. We could probably do with the next big thing in the DM as well. Not as terrible as actually pushing at Bradbury and McAllister, because they're very comfortable sitting there, but someone on the rotation if we want to go for the Champions League and Premier League, sold a little bit higher, because Curtis Jones, Elliott and Soldier, all rotation in the Cameroon / centre mid roles isn't going to really be the DM that you kind of want, like the percentage there and Quansah in the rotation there on the reserves. So I feel like a new DM in terms of the ratings that we got with McAllister and Gravenberch would be very good. And of course, as we've seen with Luis Diaz going to Chelsea, a new rotational left mid over Cody Gakpo. And I think we'll be comfortably be able to find them players with a whopping of 228 million within the season. Obviously, last season I didn't show the objective, but just out of curiosity, because this could be a season where we could go for the lot. We just want to quickly see, and as you can see here, just to clarify, it is to win absolutely anything you term. Obviously, of course, from Season 1, we're not going to look into that. Brand exposure, though, get 12 wins in home match this season, should be easy peasy. And expand the club in Asia, win 2 seasons, which, let's be realistic, I'm not really going to do, because no offense to Asia, they may not produce the best quality players like the likes of Kylian Mbappe, Lamar, where players like that caliber we want to bring in with team. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, there might be some actually ballers out there, but I feel like we need to get the priority in the DM and left mid for Season 3. But oh, how wrong was I, because we actually did find a rotational DM from the continent in Asia in Kansu Sano here. Yes, at the age of 25, over 80, we paid 30 million for him in the DM from Mines. I'm sorry, I got it wrong. We've actually found someone in that region, so we'll take it as a new DM for the rotational grounders and McAllister to join Arne Slot in Season 3. And with us trying to find a new rotation in the left mid, we actually went to Chelsea to speak with Enzo Marasca and pick up Nanu Madueke in the right mid row. Yes, of course, like I said, he's a right mid, but because of his preferred foot, his left foot, I can't see a reason why we can't go over to a left mid to be the rotation of Cody Gakpo and get a bit of game time. 50 million we paid from the over of 83 at the age of 24. A decent player to potentially get us over the finishing line in this rebuild. Can we get over the finishing line? Oh, that's the question we're all anticipated to see, because we're at the end of the season and I think we have won the league. So as you can see, we're first and Newcastle is fourth. We have gone back to the glory days of beating Manchester City, and by a lot. Oh my God, by 13 points clear. We could be even more when we get past Newcastle. But how have we got in the other competitions? So that's the question. FA Community Shield, and we won that 3-2 against Manchester City. FA Cup, and we've won that against Manchester City as well. A treble is on the cards here. And we have won the Carabao Cup, a quadruple. But can we take it off with a final in the Champions League and secure potentially 5 trophies this season if we get to it? And we do, and it's against Arsenal. 2 English teams are in the Champions League. It looks like we got a revenge against Real Madrid, 2-0 on aggregate away. Fair play to them right there. Manchester City as well. What, look at that game there. 4-3, 2-all with Arsenal and Manchester City. We have absolutely dominated 6-2 against Chelsea on aggregate, 4-1 right there. But I cannot believe it. For the first time probably in one of my rebuilds ever, we're on track for 5 trophies. But we have got Liverpool versus Newcastle before we get to that. And you can see why. I mean, look at the team. Even Van Dijk, 83 overall, is also still putting in a shift, considering we're in these situations right now. I mean, lots of 90s you expect. 96 Florian Wirtz as well. Anfield, can we get the win against Newcastle? And we do, of course, we do. Mo Salah on the double and Cody Gakpo picking up the results right there, which means, like I said, a Champions League is on the verge of winning it right now. We got the player of the season as well. I'm intrigued to see who this goes to. If I had to have a guess, I'm going to go with Florian Wirtz being 96 overall. And it does. Of course, it goes to him. He has been outstanding for Liverpool in this whole career mode right here. But here we have it, though. Arsenal versus Liverpool. We got some new player, new roles update as well, so we might as well apply them to give ourselves a bit more an advantage on trying to beat them within the final to potentially wrap up this whole rebuild here. So we've got some individuals here, so we just quickly scroll down. Quanser's got 1 day. He's nearly on the 80 overall, which is very nice. We got Sanu, who's also done fantastic coming into the team, nearly 83 overall. We've got Schlotler Boy here. He's coming into the rotational, one of the rotational cabs as well. And Dancer, who hasn't really been a lot of a player we've looked at in this whole career mode, considering we've got the likes of Darwin Nunes, Sesko. But a player I feel like it may be a different rebuild we can approach. Let's just say that right there. But this is the team. Unfortunately, we're going to have to play in one of our away kits here. But it's a tremendous team. But can Van Dijk lift up his 5th title for Liverpool this season? An incredible team indeed. You can see why it's done so well. But can we get this rebuild done by beating the Gunners in the Champions League final? So here we have it then. Arsenal versus Liverpool in the Champions League final. Can Van Dijk define the odds with him growing in age and decreasing in overall, lift the Champions League once again, like he did with Jordan Henderson underneath Jurgen Klopp? But can Arne Slot, great history, win 5 trophies for Liverpool in 1 season. Flying back to number 10, plays it into one of the world's best players in Mohamed Salah on the overlap here from Sesko. Back post to Cody Gakpo. Gakpo with the diamond header, and wasn't really diamond indeed. I was looking for that top left-hand corner. Looks like from obviously what we saw from the last season, he's getting better and better with age. And I was trying to convert that to the top left-hand corner. We could not prevail. Sesko here. Obviously didn't have the season, the debut season we all expected, but maybe in another team where he's getting more comfortable within the team, he could be very good indeed. Macas, a good switch out to Mo Salah. And also cannot touch this dominant Liverpool side, who is definitely the best team in world football. Cody Gakpo trying to find Sesko quite quickly, but William Saliba does well. And Frankie de Jong, we get to see Arsenal's team now with Martin Odegaard and Frankie on in the midfield. But a Gravenberch there does fantastic. It doesn't get better of colour forward there. Player to watch, Bukayo Saka, 100%. Bukayo Saka twisting and turning. Going back into the captain of Martin Odegaard, into Kai Havertz, who has won this trophy before, plays in Odegaard! And it wasn't Odegaard. They look very similar on the pitch. It's the former Barcelona man, Frankie de Jong. who knows how to get it done in the Champions League. If anyone remembers the Ajax team in the semi-finals, I mean, that whole campaign with De Ligt, Donny van der Beek and Frankie de Jong, and a tremendous team. He knows how to get it done on the big stages and also take the lead against a team who look unstoppable. Well, I didn't expect that, to be honest. I mean, I did say we've been dominant. Within just that, it's happened straight away, but here we go again here with Sesko. Could go with Tadej straight away, but it gets blocked. Looks like Florian Wirtz is the one to give the ball to. He looks so agile on the ball. Into Mo Salah. Florian Wirtz twisted and turning. The player of the season. Still going here. There's an unbelievable from Florian Wirtz, and he tries to just push it into that bottom right corner. Got to get the ball more to him. He is looking frightening and feels so quick playing this game at the moment. Definitely want to neutralise right there. But 26 minutes in now, though. Arsenal just holding out, but got the goal. Very good ball from Kai Havertz, which I did get interrupted. Has won the Champions League with Chelsea. And Kai Havertz trying to run through again now. Plays into Frankie de Jong. Them two link up quite comfortably. And the new sign in real life, Jeremy Frimpong, who shoots the ball and gets another attack potentially going here. And Sesko not the best ball there. Didn't look comfortable in playing that ball. Was a bit silly for myself, just passed it into the player. Wasn't very good IQ play there. Odegaard works it inside of Frankie de Jong. We get the ball back from McAllister there. Mr. Consistent. And he cuts inside here. And he needs an option. And he finds Mohamed Salah. And Mohamed Salah can equalise it. And he does. If there's any player you want to score a goal, any person, it had to be Mohamed Salah. And Arne Slot calming his team down. With myself on the assistant bench as well. But Mohamed Salah makes it 1-1. A good ball from Mr. Inconsistent. Inconsistent? Why am I saying inconsistent? I've lost my head, ladies and gentlemen. Consistent, I meant to say. In McAllister. Plays it to Mo, who definitely isn't consistent. What a finish indeed. So high stakes is making me talk absolutely bollocks as per usual. Mixing up my words with 5 trophies on the line. You can't blame me there. Cody Gakpo. And here comes Liverpool. Into Florian Wirtz. Wirtz. Gakpo again has found it inside. Tries to cut inside. And a good save from Raya. And Liverpool have woken up. They have woken. Florian Wirtz looking for a delivery here. It's going towards Virgil van Dijk. He cannot get for a high. And that is going to go out for half time. Both teams on the score sheets. That is what you like to see for an entertainment game for the neutrals. With Florian Wirtz making it tick in the middle. But it wasn't him that got the assist. It was the Argentine who's won it all in McAllister. That plays it through to the Egyptian king in Mo Salah to make it 1-1. To make this final quite interesting indeed. Going to the second half. So into the second half we go. And we decide to make a triple change here. As Sano comes on for Gravenberch. The Asian-Japanese player is on the pitch. Andy Robertson's on for Kirkes, who's a little bit quiet, and Madueke is on for Cody Gakpo to get that bit more pace down that side. Away from Van Dijk, I don't understand why Havertz didn't run into it there, but here comes Madueke, the former Chelsea man. McAllister, a great ball through there though. Into Florian Wirtz, and Florian Wirtz can get a shot in, and it just skins past that top right hand corner. We're going to see it again here. That was very close to curling in, but it just goes wide. Good chance there. Very unfortunate. What a goal that would have been from the former Leverkusen man. Sesko hoping to close down close here. Doesn't get it. Maybe a substitution could be on the verge. That was lucky there from Saliba. Thought intercept up there. But Cassius Sando does well. Oh! And I thought I was going to say, was he? Oh, hey? That makes sense. I don't understand how that's I thought that would be a foul for me. I thought that might be a yellow card of California, but fair enough. Also looking a bit slow starting off the second half. With Liverpool with that high tempo again. Mane does well though. Not the best pass there. Jurgen Klopp starts again with Alisson. Alisson switched it up top there. No Salah, good touchdown there, but he just get pushed off a California who's been a bit dirty this game, I feel like. Been a bit unfortunate. Come on, Eddie. Oh, it's got lucky there. And also, it's playing really weird football, but it is surprisingly weirdly working. It's a good ball there. We're going to head that down and relax a little bit with Alisson because it's a bit... Nothing's really clicking so far. Bit slow the second half. Sesko, he's been a bit sloppy in the second half. It's definitely slowed down this game dramatically. Good play this from Arsenal. They're just keeping it quiet, but that's a mistake in the back, and we can neutralise it now. With Sesko, can he get the game? Oh, it's a good save from Raya. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. So we're tailwheel on the pitch. We have made 2 changes in ourselves. Darwin Núñez comes on for Benjamin Sesko. He should have scored that, and Diomane comes on for Kanate. We cannot take off Virgil van Dijk considering he's the captain. In the box we go. Virgil is there, and he has headed it, but he should have scored. And Arne Slot on the bench knows it. They know it. How? All we have to do is just get on target. He's headed towards the bloody ground. Can Darwin Núñez be the hero up top, though? That's the question. No, I didn't even want to jump to the ball. Come on, man. That's better there. Interception. Arsenal do not want this, I can tell you now. And here comes Mohamed Salah. I can see him on the overlap of Mohamed Salah. Mohamed Salah, surely the ball plays. Oh, what was that? What was that? What happened there? Was it red? I didn't even try to green time. I didn't even know what's going on there. What was Salah? What happened there? An absolute stinker from the Egyptian king. If we don't win this game, and we've got to go into the next season, I've got to blame the attackers. 2 easy chances, and they just have not converted it. Mo Salah, I don't know what happened there. I think it popped up at the red time, but I promise you, I only pressed it once. I do not know what happened there. Arsenal looks sluggish. They don't want it. They're not even running, and they're not even attacking forward. They want us to win this final. They want the extra time. They want fresh subs, it seems like. Kyle Saka running through. Arsenal going to get potentially one last chance here. And it goes into extra time. Mohamed Salah could have been the hero to secure the Champions League and the 5th trophy for Liverpool this season. What happened there? I'm gobsmacked. But still, there's still a chance for us to win this in extra time. So into extra time we go. No change for myself. I'm pretty sure I've used every single one up. But come on. There's a lot of room to run into with Madueke here. In the flying verts. Salah's on the... That's a great ball. And Salah's short on. He's offside. Good linesman there. We have got one last sub. Javier for flying verts. I don't want to take off verts. He's just doing so well in that camera. Maybe Boy instead. I'm not sure. I'll have to weigh it out. Good play from Arsenal. They're going to go forward here now. Matthias Tell. Tell plays that wide. Frimpong does well, and now Liverpool's surely got another attack to go forward here because they've got no one back here. Inside. Salah wants it back out wide, and he will get it. Mohamed Salah. Salah! Has it been saved again? We cannot score. We cannot score. I cannot believe it. I really cannot believe it. Arsenal look terrible. I mean, you can see it now. They're not committing forward. It's like they've got on bloody beginner mode. Oh, Salah should have got that there. It's only a matter of time, I feel like. Interception again. Bad pass. And Darwin Núñez. Can Núñez be the hero when he does? Darwin Núñez. It has to be him. The haters in real life. But he steps up on the biggest occasion of them all. Finally. This should have been done in 90th minutes. But we got it done here. Darwin Núñez, again a mistake at the back from Arsenal. They look absolutely battered and shattered at the back. But a great finish, finally. A striker that puts in the back of the net. So finally, a goal has happened. And the change we've done that before we get into the next half is flying verse goes off for Dominic Schlotterbein, like I said. And that is the end of that extra half now. Arsenal, they've got to dig deep. I mean, because I'm actually a bit annoyed how kind of slow they've been, because the high tempo in the first half was fantastic, but the second half Arsenal just fell asleep. But we're going to take advantage of it with finally Núñez being the difference maker. All that Liverpool's got to do is just hold the ball. Arsenal and Arteta. Arteta must be going for him, and you can see now that a bit more retired tempo now. They're going for a bit more now. Frimpong has been beaten. And Van Dijk, tails there. Tail with a shot. Oh, it's just gone over. I think it got a bit of a deflection, and you can hear the Arsenal fans get behind their players because they know that they got close there to making it 2-2. Out we go. It's a good header, and it's deflected again. We've got off Casado. Lozano. Piers out for a corner. Corner to the box there. Van Dijk's there. Of course he is. Can we get there? Oh, it's unlucky. Start again. Good composure. Van Dijk plays out wide to Andy Robertson. We need runners. That's a great ball from the Scotsman. And it goes into Madueke here. Madueke driving forward into Darwin again. It's not there. Darwin's got to get up for it, and he does. With Sanu. It's a good challenge, and it will be a foul. And the advantage has played. And we are going to keep us and run down that clock to wrap up this final. I'm going to call for a second player to come short. And I think you know why. We've got to try and just hold this ball a little bit here to get 5 trophies. Inside to McAllister. Go for the shot there, but that's got to be enough regardless. And the referee has blown it. Liverpool have done the unthinkable and secured 5 trophies in one season. The Community Shield, the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup, the Premier League, and now the Champions League against a team who started off strong. But we brought it back with Salah, and of all goddamn strikers in the world, Darwin Núñez, in the first half of the extra time, comes in clutch after all our attackers just went into bloody bronze cards and could not score to save their lives. Darwin Núñez, the hero for Liverpool, to secure that this challenge is completed, with Jurgen Klopp lifting the Champions League title with Jordan Henderson, with Mo Salah, Mane, Divock Origi, lifting it high. We have done it with Arne Slot and myself as the assistant manager. Within 3 seasons, we have got our prestigious hands on that trophy there. And Virgil van Dijk, we had doubts of him. Dion Marney was his replacement, but he came on for the Canate, with Virgil van Dijk doing the job at the back to secure the Champions League title and 5 trophies this season. We have won the goddamn lot to secure this challenge to be completed. What a rebuild, what a dominating team in Liverpool, how they should be in real life. Let's continue on. So there it is, the Premier League secured, the Community Shield, the FA Cup, Carabao Cup, and we're not done yet, the Champions League. 5 trophies in one season is an absolute joke for any rebuild. Any team, could be Real Madrid, PSG, you name it. I mean, I think I've just seen it now. They've won 5-0 in a Champions League final against Inter. I feel for Inter, but that PSG team, you ain't touching it. I mean, what? I don't think I expected that much dominance there. But in regards to that, back to the video. Wow. It's safe to say I think Florian Wirtz is probably going to go in to win the Ballon d'Or. Cody Gakpo as well, kind of overthrowing Mo Salah. But Mo Salah being a bit more the all-round player with 17 and 21. McAllister, Benjamin Sesko didn't hit the form we would like to see, unfortunately. Maybe in another rebuild we can see him a bit more dominant. With only 16 and 54. Gravenberch, Darwin Núñez stepped up on the biggest occasion. Champions League 2 and 3. Fair play and getting the goal in the end. Frimpong and Kirkes had better seasons as well, with Robertson on the rotation. Dion Mane there. You can see what I was going with this centre-back here, replacement Virgil van Dijk. He is actually high overall over him. But I've got to give it to Virgil. He's done fantastic with some Maloney's as well. Looking pretty decent indeed. But a rebuild indeed. But to wrap up, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to see my assistant manager and Arne Slot's stat record throughout this whole entire rebuild once I did come as assistant manager. So here we go. 1 club, 2 league titles, 4 domestic cups, and 1 continental. Our biggest win, Leeds 6-1, and our biggest defeat 5-0 to Manchester City. Record transfer of 50 million right there for one individual that joined the team. 185 played, 142 won, 16 draws, and only 27 losses for Arne Slot and the assistant manager myself within Liverpool. What a team indeed. And then to wrap it up again, we are just going to show you the actual main team right here. It is very dominant in real life. You could be seeing this lineup in real life very soon with the likes of Florian Wirtz here actually pretty much confirmed to be a Liverpool player very soon, I feel like. With the likes of Sesko rumoured as well, but it's got a bit quiet that one, but you never know. And the same with Kez. But I hope you did enjoy this video, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a pleasure to manage this Liverpool side as the assistant manager with Arne Slot and make it the team of the most dominant team of world football, especially scoring 5 trophies in our last season in season 3. But yeah, if you did enjoy this video, ladies and gentlemen, please don't subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.